So if I were to walk up to you and say, I'm better than you at Arabic. Shock factor there. All right. So the I'm better than you part compares two things. Compares me to you.
That's the structure we did in the last one.
In the last one, right? And you're just comparing two things. But then after I saw your face, your surprised expression, I added at Arabic, right? And so what does this part at Arabic do? It kind of narrows the scope of the previous statement. I'm not saying I'm better than you, just as a general statement, right? When I add at Arabic, I'm saying specifically I'm better than you at Arabic, right? So it kind of qualifies the previous statement.
Right.
Right? So this is actually what we call a qualifier.
Makes sense.
Right? So you have your standard comparative statement and then followed by a qualifier.
Okay.
Okay, so what does a qualifier look like in Arabic? You see a qualifier in Arabic will be, you'll have your standard, right, comparative, and then possibly the min as well. And then after that, you'll see a noun with the end label.
Okay, so the qualifier is a noun with the end label?
Yes, the qualifier appears as a noun with the end label.
Is it any receiver label or just
the end label?
Okay.
Not ina or atin or any other receiver label, just the end label.
Okay.
Right, so this part, the qualifier, will appear as a noun with the end label.
All right.
Ready for some examples? Okay. هي أكثر مني علما. So we have our standard comparative structure. Right? We have أكثر and then followed by a min. So we know that that's the more than structure. And then following that we have علما, which is a noun that has an end label.
Okay.
So we know that this is acting as what we just studied, a qualifier.
All right. So we recognize the qualifier because it comes after a comparative and it'll have the end label?
Right, it comes after the comparative and it has an end label on it. And so it'll be qualifying the statement. So how will it look in translation? So we know our is goes between hiya and akthar because
specific in general.
Specific in general.
Easy peasy.
That's where is goes. And then the translation will be she is. And then our comparative will translate as more or greater. And then min translates as
me. No, from.
Not from. They
greater than
because
it's
min followed by comparative equals than.
Preceded by comparative.
Yeah, sorry. So she is greater than, and then the me comes, right? The ni is the attached pronoun. And then we have our qualifier, ilman. And so ilm means knowledge. And so how are we going to translate that? She is greater than me.
In knowledge?
We could say in terms of.
Okay.
Right? The qualifier in terms of knowledge. So it's the structure we saw before, and you just tack on a noun with an end label after, and that ends up qualifying the statement.
Okay.
So in terms of knowledge is qualifying the statement. I'm not saying that she's better than me just in general, right? I add this qualifier, she's better than me in this one area, right? In terms of knowledge. Okay. Do you want to work me through the second one? Al-Muslimuna ahda sabila.
So ahda is the comparative, right?
Right.
Hamza followed by 3 letters. And then sabilan is a noun coming after the comparative that has an end label.
Has an end label, so that
it's a qualifier.
That is a qualifier, yeah.
And then Muslimun and ahda put it is between them. It's specific in general.
Specific in general. So how are we going to translate this?
The believers.
Yeah, the believers or the Muslims
are.
That's where this goes.
The translation of the comparative. So it's from hada or huda, which is guidance. So more guided.
Right, more guided.
In terms of their path.
Yeah, in terms of their path. Okay. And then in this case, we didn't have min, right?
It's not saying more guided than someone else.
It's just kind of general.
Okay.
Just more guided. Yeah, so you don't have to have the min.
Right.
Necessarily in order to have a qualifier. Okay, work me through one more. Huma ahsanu dinan.
Ahsanu is the comparative.
Ahsan is a comparative.
And then dinan is a noun coming after the comparative with an end label.
Right, so that makes it a
qualifier. And then break between huma and ahsan because specific followed by general.
Right. So the translation would be?
And then, so both of them.
Right. They, two, or both of them.
Are.
And
then ahsanu, I think we just learned as better.
Yeah, means better.
I don't know a word that can go back. Hasan, like the name?
Yeah, it is linked, but you kind of just learned ahsan as.
Okay.
I don't think you learned a word with matching letters. You just learned it as it is.
Hasana?
Yeah, actually hasana, like a good deed.
Okay.
So
better.
Uh-huh.
In terms of faith?
Yeah. They are better in terms of
or in their faith.
Faith, or as far as faith goes in their faith. Yeah, the translation of the qualifier is flexible.
Okay.
Right? As long as it's serving the function of qualifying statement. Okay. And then here are a few ayat. أنا أكثر منك مالا وأعز نفرا. So our comparative is أكثر, and then we have min, right? The TLDR following the comparative.
Mm-hmm.
And then مالا is a noun with n label.
Mm-hmm.
And then أعز is another comparative. Right?
Hamza the shadda counts as two.
Right, counts as two.
Okay.
And then we have nafaran, which is a noun coming after the comparative with an n label. So that's another qualifier.
Okay.
So that's how we end up with the translation. I am greater, minka, than you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have malan translating as in terms of wealth.
Okay.
Because that's the qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
And then a'azu nafara, more honorable. And then the qualifier nafaran is translated as in lineage, or in terms of lineage, as far as lineage goes.
Okay. So my nobility over you is in my lineage.
Right.
And my greatness over you is in terms of my wealth.
Right. So yeah, these are kind of the qualifiers.
Okay.
I mean, they are the qualifiers. Okay. And then one more here. هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا. So the qualifiers here are قوة and جمعا. Why? Because they are nouns with an n label following a comparative.
Mm-hmm.
The comparatives are أشد and أكثر.
And أشد counts because the shadda counts as two letters.
Yeah, so it's shin dal dal.
Okay.
Right, and then that's how we end up with the translation. He is greater than him. And what's the qualifier? In terms of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And greater, jama'an, in terms of resources.
Okay.
Right, so here's the convoluted equation for you. You have the standard, item 1 is comparative, then item 2,
mm-hmm.
and then plus qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, you're just tacking it on to the end, and the conditions for a qualifier are noun, noun, with the n label
mm-hmm.
after a comparative.
Got it.
All clear?
Mm-hmm.